How's it? Well, welcome back. So I had a comment come in wanting to know if there was a difference between creative visualization and then my stage 1 to sleep hypnagogic liminal dream stuff. So when it comes to creative visualization, I don't know too much about it. I mean, I did read a couple books on it. I did do video series breakdowns on my channel going over those books, but that was a long time ago. I kind of don't remember what my thoughts were on it, but I do know that as I was going through those books and kind of going through some of the different exercises and stuff, I kept defaulting back to my liminal dream hypnagogic stuff just because I'm so used to that state already. But I'm sure there is a difference between the two. You know, I would think creative visualization, you're probably in more of an awake state than actually hitting stage 1 of sleep. But something that can happen a lot is when you are doing creative visualization, especially if you're doing it reclined, is you're going to start falling asleep in that process. So what can happen sometimes is people can start to lose their, lucidity or their conscious awareness in it. So then the question might come up is how to maintain your conscious awareness, through this creative visualization practice that you're going through. And I do have something that can help out there. So basically, as you're doing it, you just want to, do my same maintain your lucidity through stage 1 of sleep stuff. Kind of narrate in your head what it is you're seeing and you're witnessing as if you want to remember it later to dream journal down or take notes on afterwards. And that can be a really good way at just keeping you, consciously intact as you're going through these, visualization experiences. And then I would imagine that you absolutely can do stage 1 creative visualization in hypnagogia. I mean, that is for sure. I just don't know if that's really the primary technique that a lot of these people who do creative visualization are necessarily going for. Although if you think about it, like the Salvador, Dali, Thomas Edison technique, that is really similar to creative visualization, and that is completely done in the hypnagogic state. Plus, as I get off a little bit on a tangent here, when you're doing the Salvador Dali method, right, those guys were in hypnagogia for like a moment, right? They'd hold these balls or this heavy key in their hand as they're reclined with this thought or, creative inspiration or, some problem that Edison was trying to come up with for one of his inventions. They'd have that on their mind. As soon as they fall asleep, they drop the heavy thing in your hand. It hits this metal plate or hits the floor. It wakes them up. And then they have this one moment in the hypnagogic state. And hopefully at that moment, their subconscious mind pumped up an answer or some creative vision that they could use for their art project or for their experiment. But, you can absolutely learn to get into this liminal, stage 1 of sleep hypnagogic space and stay there lucidly aware for a very long time. When you get it down, you can spend an hour in that state, pretty reliably. At least you'll be in it. You wake up, but you go back to it. You wake up, you go back to it. You can go back and forth with that shit for an hour once you get used to it pretty reliably. Although I say that and I haven't had any great scientific breakthroughs, you know what I mean, or some great artistic inspiration from that state. But nonetheless, you can learn to get into this hypnagogic liminal dream space and stay lucid there for a pretty damn long time. And once you know how to do it, you can get there essentially on command, given the proper circumstances where you can lie down, relax, and start to fall asleep. So, I love my hypnagogic shit. So anyway, with that said, I should go back and kind of look at my creative visualization playlist to remember what some of my thoughts were on those things. But anyway, thanks for the comment, and until the next video, keep your liminal dream practice legit.